type as a defense against narcissism. This is the subject of my talk for the BAPT conference, the new normal. And I actually think that narcissism sometimes seems to be the new normal because it's so widespread in our culture. But people talk about it a lot too, and I'm not sure they're always talking about the same thing. So we'll have to look at that a little bit. What is the difference between narcissistic traits and narcissistic personality disorder? Both are important, but I also want to consider narcissism as a kind of a game whose rules we can learn to play. Narcissistic cultures spread a psychic contagion. How do we resist that? Well, the short answer is not something we want to hear. We have to identify our own narcissism inside. I know it's so much more interesting to try to overcome somebody else's narcissism, but trust me, unless you're a therapist and you have permission to work with the person, you're probably not going to be able to get very far that way. So we have to work with what we have inside. So what is that? Well, when we get narcissistic, our functions can get inflated. Now, we in this community know very well what extroverted intuition looks like. It's extreme verbosity and outflow when somebody just talks you to death. This can be the case if this function is in any position, really. It doesn't just have to be the dominant, although most often that's where we see it. As an example, when extroverted thinking gets inflated, it can turn us into a petty tyrant. So every function can do this. And this is how we can be manipulated by narcissists. And by narcissists, I mean the trickster individual who is possessed by the trickster archetype. So by using our favorite function, individuals can both attract our idealizing projections and make us think that they are really close to us, when in fact, they're just leveraging their own power at our expense. And we can also do this too. So we need to identify where and when we do this and where and when it's done to us. So my first question for you to think about before my talk is, what is your hook for manipulation by others? Which of your functions is vulnerable? Thank you for watching.